Today we are making fall pumpkin treats for dogs. These are amazing, they're super easy, they're healthy, and it uses up the other half of the pumpkin that I needed to use up from my pumpkin bread that I have baking in the oven right now. So, super simple. You need about a half cup of flour. Actually, I'm gonna go with like 3/4 of a cup. All right, I'm gonna use about a half a cup of pumpkin that I had left because I just don't want to waste the pumpkin, and the dogs love these treats. They're peanut butter pumpkin treats. All right, so we got the pumpkin. You need 1 egg. Crack that in. Okay, peanut butter. I use chunky peanut butter. You can use regular peanut butter too. So I've got my cookie scoop, so I want 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. It's just easier to get out without getting your fingers all gross with peanut butter. Add just a tad bit more. All right, so I'm using chunky peanut butter because I think my dogs like just a tad bit of crunch. And then I'm gonna add some cinnamon, like that. And mix this together. Okay, and we are going to get it to the consistency that I can roll it out. So I might need to add just a little bit more flour. You can use all purpose flour or whole wheat flour. I usually use whole wheat, but I am out of that right now. But the all-purpose is fine too. It's just not as nutritional for them. A little more flour. We just got to get it to where it's the consistency of where you can roll it without it sticking to the rolling pin. It will stick anyway, but because of the peanut butter and the pumpkin. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this out onto my cutting board here. I'm going to add a little more flour to the top so I can roll it good. And you get to the point where you actually have to use your hands. I know people get really mad at me when I do this, but my hands are clean. Okay, so now we're going to just roll it out so that we can cut it like this. So roll it out. Okay, so now is when you can use all your fun little cookie cutter shapes. So we don't want it too thin or too thick because we're making cute little biscuits. Okay, so I'm gonna make little round ones. I do have a little bone shaped one, but if I can find it, that's another story. Okay, I'm gonna cut these like this. Just a whole bunch of them. Dipping it in flour so it doesn't stick. Okay, then we're going to grab a baking pan. All right, so we're gonna grab a baking pan and we're just going to like place them on the baking pan. Similar to cookies. Oh, I need to coat my hands with flour. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're gonna pull them out of the oven and bake it. Okay, so put them all on the baking sheet. I don't wanna keep this real long. And then we're going to bake them for 40 minutes. I'm gonna check them at 30 just to make sure that they're done. They might get done a little sooner than that, and I'll notify that in the recipe. But then we bake them and then let them cool, and they're good to go for the dogs. They just don't wanna have to have you sit and watch me do all of this. So I'm gonna put them on the pan, bake them, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're done. And your dogs are gonna love these.